Hey guys, this is Michael Amburgey from Slither Dogs, and what we're doing today is we're going to dispel snake myths. Things that you may have heard as a kid or growing up, or maybe throughout your whole life that are most likely fabricated or a little exaggerated given the areas that we live in. But we're going to tackle them one by one. We're going to go into the field and we're going to see if we can find some snakes, and then hopefully that can inspire some of the myths that we dispel. Hey guys, we found our first snake here. This here is a harmless little ringneck snake. And you can see they're called ringneck snakes by that little ring around its neck. And they've got that beautiful little yellow on the belly and that slate gray on the top. But holding this snake in my hands actually reminds me of our first myth. Now, a lot of people that say that snakes are slimy, when in all actuality, if you've ever felt a snake, you could actually feel on their scales and their belly that they're actually really kind of sleek, almost like leather, or maybe the surface of a basketball. But I think most of the time people think that they're maybe slimy because they associate that with frogs and things like that. But snakes are actually not slimy at all. Alright guys, that brings us to our second myth, and it's that people always say that snakes always travel in a pack of two, which actually isn't very true, because when snakes are born, most of the time, with the exception of like snake mothers like rattlesnakes, they'll stick around their mother for a little bit, but most of the time when snakes are born, they'll go about their own merry way, and they'll do that by themselves. Now, most of the reason why people say that snakes are traveling in pairs is because snakes are opportunistic with where they'd like to stay, where their house are per se. So say there's a den that is really ideal for a snake, the snake will bundle up, and if another snake happens to come along, he'll have no problem joining that snake. So most of the time people will find maybe more than one snake under each rock, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they travel in pairs, kind of like a buddy cop comedy. Okay, our third myth to actually dispel is that you can buy things from the store, like mothballs or actual products, to deter snakes from being around your house, when in all actuality, it's just simply not true. Those things don't work, and most of the time it's just a money racket for you to spend a lot of money with a lot of hopes. Now, I've actually seen photos from friends and colleagues where you'll see snakes actually sitting on like the products that they're saying deters them. I've actually seen snakes cuddle up to mothballs. The only actual way to kind of make your house kind of, not ideal for a snake to come by is to do exactly that. Take away things that might attract them, maybe like food laying around out in your yard that attract mice, that actually attract snakes. So, and then places for snakes to hide, almost like boards, tin. If you've got like things laying around your yard, if you pick it up and stuff like that, keep your grass cut, you'll see probably less snakes in the future. And that's really the only way to kind of deter them. Alright guys, this next snake that we got here is actually perfect, because this is the northern copperhead. And it's actually venomous, and it's pit viper, which means that it hunts with pits in between its eyes and its nostrils, and it can actually see the heat of the prey, and that's how it tracks the prey. But this snake is perfect because this is arguably one of the most demonized snakes in all of North America, let alone Appalachia and Kentucky, our home. Now, we're going to find out if that demonization is warranted with dispelling a few myths. Now, one myth that I always wanted to talk about with copperheads is, for some reason people like to say that, I heard that copperheads can hybridize with, garter snakes, so they look like garter snakes, but they'll actually be copperheads and venomous. That's actually completely incorrect. They're in two different genuses, they're two different total species. So what that means is they can't reproduce with each other. Now, copperheads and garter snakes are so far, apart genetically as far as like being able to breed with each other. It would be like breeding a house cat with a saber-toothed tiger. It just seems like it's out of the realm of possibility, and it's just the fear-mongering thing that people made up to kind of sound outrageous. Now, another myth that I'd like to talk about with copperheads, especially venomous snakes, is that whenever you get bit, you can suck out the venom, which is actually completely not true. You're better off just going to the hospital immediately. So what happens is, if you get bit by a venomous snake, that venom travels through your bloodstream pretty quick, and it isn't so localized that you could just suck it out and everything be okay. You're better off going to the hospital immediately, because if you do get bit and you spend so much time just trying to suck out the venom, you're going to let that venom do more damage to you before you actually get the chance to seek medical attention. Which brings me to another myth. People always say that if you get bit by a venomous snake, say you get bit on the arm, they say to wrap a tourniquet around it so you can stop the venom from spreading. Sounds great, right? But in all actuality, what you're doing is you're localizing that venom right there, and that venom is actually getting a little feisty. But that's okay, because I've been bothering him all day. But I'll take you home soon, promise. But what happens when you put a tourniquet on a snake bite, a venomous snake bite, is that you're localizing that venom. And with this snake, you'll see necrosis. It's a hemotoxic venom. And what that means is, if you tie your arm up and you spend a lot of time before you get to the hospital, all you're doing is damaging that limb more, actually maybe even losing that limb to necrosis. Now, one of the myths that I want to dispel with this snake is that snakes chase you. That's what people say, snakes chase you, when it's actually not true. Because snakes, they don't see us as prey, because we're 100 times bigger than they are. So in all actuality, they see us as predators. So they're wanting to run from predators. And in all my years of hunting for snakes and looking for snakes and relocating snakes, I've never had one chase me. Now, what I think is happening when most people say the snakes chase them is that, one, the snake is so confused that it don't know where to go, so it's just trying any escape route it can see. Or two, you're in between the snake and its safe space. Kind of like what is normal for somebody's house. You feel safe in your house. This snake feels safe in his house, which is maybe his den, maybe under a rock, under a tree, something like that. So he's trying to get away to his home to where he feels like you can't get him and eat him. So, do snakes chase people? Absolutely not. Alright guys, that does it for today. We're going to let this little copperhead go, and hopefully you guys learned a little something about some myths that go around and some false truths out there. And hopefully you learn to respect these snakes a little bit more and maybe not fear them as much. But we'll see you guys next time.